is Francine. I'm here at Table Talk, here live at BG's. I'm here with Tracy Phillips from the Port Hueneme Chamber of Commerce. And today we're going to talk about all the exciting activity going on in the Port of Hueneme. Business is growing, the chamber is growing, and everything that's going on. Thanks for being here, Tracy.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Francine. I appreciate it.
So, what's new in Port of Hueneme?
Well, what's happening down in Hueneme? There's a lot happening. The chamber is back. I have taken over as a chamber CEO as of March of this year, and we're just, rolling with the good times.
So, what inspired you to take on something like this?
Um, you know, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and the opportunity just kind of dropped in my lap. I had been out of work and working my home-based business and looking for something else to do. And being a longtime resident, um, it just kind of popped in.
And what are some of the things the chamber is doing right now?
Well, we've brought back some of the traditional chamber things. We have our monthly networking breakfast, which is the third Wednesday of every month. We also have brought back mixers, and we're doing those on the fourth Tuesday of every month. And we're also looking at trying to bring in new things to help the business community, the small business community, with growing their business. One of our things that I'm probably most proud of is Technology Tuesday. And we've partnered with Lori Hurley, the social networking navigator, who comes down and teaches the local business community things like Facebook and Twitter and cool tools for improving your images. So that's been a benefit, and we're going to be continuing that program into 2014 as well.
Now, that all sounds very expensive, Tracy. Is it really expensive to do the mixers and the breakfast and the Tech Tuesday? What kind of cost would a business owner or a home-based business look at for something like that?
Well, our mixers right now for our members are free. If you're a non-member, it's $5 to come down and have a bite to eat and network on a Tuesday night. Breakfast, which is once a month, so it's a minimal commitment, and you don't have to come every month. That's one of the nice things about being with a chamber group, is there's no long-term commitment or requirement for you to be there every week. And we do have a pre-registration special, early bird special, where for as little as $15 for members, you can come in and participate in the networking breakfast. And I know you've had an opportunity to come down and do that.
I have, and the breakfasts are pretty good. They have coffee and orange juice. They also have, breakfast, networking, and there was also a guest speaker teaching us about some real positive tools that can-do attitude kind of a thing, the speaker that happened to be there when I went.
Right. And we try really hard to put on a variety of topics for the business community. We're blessed. We're in a city that has a thriving deep water port. We also have the naval base Ventura County and our city and our county. So we give 4 state addresses within the course of the calendar year. So the other time we do try to put in business-related topics, whether it's planning and goal setting for the upcoming year, or how to deliver your 30-second elevator speech. We had a great speaker this summer, Maurice Domino, the Sicilian mentor, and he taught everybody how to develop, in 20 minutes, he taught everybody how to develop an effective elevator speech.
Now, what kind of tools can the chamber help? So if I'm looking to open my own business in the city of Port Hueneme, would you be my first stop, or what would I do?
Well, if you're looking, once you've picked a location within the city of Hueneme, and you've worked with the city planner, and you're going through everything you need to set up your business, you want to get involved with the chamber. The number one reason a business joins the Chamber of Commerce is to build credibility. It's the number one thing you can do. And for a lot of people, it's how you get your door open and get that little bit of exposure with your grand opening. We do a lot of ribbon cuttings for new businesses. We're also looking at, doing a new spotlight this year where we're highlighting businesses that have been with the chamber for a really long time and helping them celebrate their anniversaries, whether it be 1 year, 5 year, 10 year.
Now, there's a tree lighting thing going on coming up. What's that all about?
Yes, I'm very excited. We have partnered with the city of Port Hueneme, and on December 5th, we are going to have our first annual holiday tree lighting down on City Hall. It's been a long time since the city has had lights on the City Hall. So anybody who's in Hueneme and has driven past City Hall in the past week may have noticed lights on the lawn. And Thursday night, we're going to have some entertainment from Hueneme High School Marching Band, the EO Green Glee Club, the Westminster Presbyterian Gloria Ringers, and Santa's even going to stop by and have a photo walk with the kids.
Now, do you feel there's a new energy in Hueneme now? You know, people are starting to buy local, or do you feel people still have to make that big travel to Oxnard?
Well, that's a great question, Francine, and it's a challenging question because Hueneme, for those people who don't know, we are a 4.5 square mile city, and 60% of our footprint is taken up by Naval Base Ventura County and the Port of Hueneme. So that leaves us very little space for development. We're 22,000 citizens, so we know we're not going to have a huge big box store presence. We can't. We don't have any place to put it. There's no land to develop. So while there are things that we have to go into Oxnard, Ventura, and Camarillo to do, there are still, local businesses that people can go and support, restaurants. We do have a local hardware store, Do It Best, which is a chamber member. And there should be some exciting things coming. Sometimes you get privileged information, so I can't let secrets out of the bag, but stay tuned, Hueneme. There's things coming that you're going to be excited about.
Yeah, you guys got a credit union and Thai food and a little cafe like BG's here down there.
We do. We have the L&J Cafe at the corner of Hueneme and Ventura Road, which is also where Thai Village is under new management. They just had their grand reopening. We've got a great little yogurt shop, Chill Out, frozen yogurt. And some people don't even know we have a Holiday Inn Express in Hueneme.
No.
Yeah, formerly the Country Inn. For people who have been around for a while may know the Country Inn. The Holiday Inn Express has been there for just over a year. It's newly remodeled and just a wonderful property down in that side of town. And we have Ventura County Credit Union recently opened a branch. We have a Navy Federal Credit Union, which, by the way, a lot of people don't know. You don't necessarily have to be in the Navy to have an account at Navy Federal. And I'm proud to say that all of those businesses are also chamber members.
Now, with the chamber growing, do you think that will attract more businesses to come your way, or you?
Well, it's a partnership. It's a partnership between the city and between the chamber, and we are looking at things that the chamber can do to help attract businesses. And not just retail establishments. We're looking also to, smaller companies maybe out of the San Fernando Valley or greater Los Angeles area that are looking for, a different pace. The smaller company, it doesn't necessarily mean a 1 or 2 person. It could be, 5 or 10, because we do have a great, community, a very diverse community between the Marlboro side of the city and the beach side of the city. And, it's a good place to be from. I've lived there since I was 5 years old, so I can say there's no place like home in Hueneme.
Now, with the beach thing going on, many of you may or may not know the Port Hueneme Beach has decided to disappear for a little while. It's taking a little break. And the city and some of our elected officials have been working diligently to bring the beach back, to reattract it back to the city. So how is that going?
It's going as best as can be. I have to definitely thank all of our elected officials, from, Mayor Ellis Green and the City Council, all the way up, Supervisor Kathy Long, Assemblyman Jeff Gurrell, Hannah Beth Jackson, Congresswoman Julia Brownlee. Everybody has done whatever they possibly can to get the federal government's attention on giving us our sand replenishment. Unfortunately, government cuts and furloughs and sequestration have put us in a position where we didn't get our sand replenishment. And the upcoming storms, do make it kind of scary, but they've all rallied together. The state did approve the $2 million. The chamber has sent in letters to everybody. The only people that we really haven't heard from are the federal level constituents in the Senate, and that would be Dianne Feinstein and Barbara Boxer. But we know that they're trying, and Lord willing, the storms will ease off, and we'll be back in action, and the rock revetment that they've put in place will continue to hold through the storm season.
Now, I've heard that the natural beach line in Hueneme is the railroad tracks.
I'm not have to confirm that. I'm not sure. we're in a unique position because we're a south-facing beach. And then just where the port and the harbor were constructed, put in if you can think of this as the harbor where the jetties are, have created this disruption in the natural flow of sand. Because what I didn't realize, you never think about this, is that, as the tide washes out, it pulls sand out and it brings it up, back, and around. So this has now not just become a Hueneme issue, but it's become an Oxnard issue as well, because the Channel Island State Beach part on the other side now has this overabundance of sand, which is making it a challenge on that side. They've got too much sand, we don't have enough, and people think, well, isn't it just as easy as, carting sand around? And it's not, because of process and coastal commission and, doing things the environmentally prudent way.
That's a lot of work to dig up all that sand, throw it in the back of your truck, drive around, dump the sand out, go back. Yeah, forget it. And then there's no free beer or sandwiches included. Forget it. I'm not signing up. Now, the other exciting thing that's been going on in Hueneme is the Banana Festival.
Yes, so the Banana Festival had its second annual event this year. That's actually an event that's run by the Port of Hueneme, and I know that the Port is looking as well to partner with the city and the chamber to do things that are going to help bring tourists in. And when I say tourists, I'm not talking about necessarily tourists from outside of Ventura County. We realize as Huenemeans that we have to go out into other parts of Ventura County. And I think that one of our missions this next year is going to be to get Ventura County residents to realize there's things to do in Hueneme that you can't do in Camarillo or Oxnard or Simi Valley or Ojai.
So no Carnival cruise ships are going to be pulling up anytime soon?
Not that I'm aware of. I will definitely keep you posted if I hear anything about that, but currently, no. But here's the nice thing, we could be a portal to something bigger. I mean, if you look at or Ventura County as a whole, we have a lot to offer. And I think that's one of the things that I'm excited about in the coming years. The county really taking the time to stop and think less like the little siloed cities that we've become. Not just Hueneme or Oxnard or Ventura, Ojai, Simi Valley, Moore Park, is what do we have together as a county? How can we bring somebody from LA or Santa Barbara in for a 3-day weekend and show them the Reagan Library, the CB Museum, the downtown shops in Ventura, the premium outlet malls. There's so much to do when you package it from a county perspective.
Very true, very true. And Hueneme is a nice little place to stay. It's quiet. It's kind of our Cabot Cove, if you will, for those of you that get that joke.
Are we dating ourselves if we laugh?
No, it reruns all the time. Now, with the chamber, usually a lot of people think chamber and very stiff and people in suits and things like that. Your chamber's not like that. It's fun. Even my husband's had a good time. And
Yeah, so, the chamber is one of the longest running networking avenues in history. Chamber preceded every other networking group that was out there and actually dates back to ancient Roman and Greek times. So when you think of it from that perspective, yeah, I'm sure some people could think that it's, stuck up and stuffy. But no, we are trying to do things that are cutting edge. I mean, we're in a technology age now where, nobody's without, and actually I'm having minor withdrawals that my phone is not right here, that I can be Facebooking or tweeting that, I'm here with you having this great conversation. But we need to do things that are cutting edge because we have a whole generation of people that are looking to do something different and communicate differently than, people of the baby boomer age. And not to say that baby boomers aren't active in the chamber, they very much are. I think the interesting thing about the chamber is finding a balance between community and business and understanding that the two do go hand in hand and they're not separate, that the businesses are equally as engaged and interested in what's going on in the residential and civic community as are the residents and civic community interested in what's going on in business.
Now, Tracy, your office is an interesting little place. I actually drove by it and realized, hey, that was it. It's actually a museum.
That's correct. It actually is the old Bank of Hueneme, which is a historic landmark, and we are blessed to have the partnership with the city that allows us to have our office in the chamber there at the museum. And it is a very unique little place.
Now, what kind of things do you have in there? There's a lot of funky stuff in there.
Yeah,
For the brief little walkthrough I did.
yeah, it's a very eclectic mix of stuff. There's a barbed wire collection. There is a lot of history on Senator Thomas Bard, very well known for the Bard Mansion, which is on Naval Base Ventura County. And there's a very interesting salt and pepper shaker collection, 1,522 sets of salt and pepper shakers.
Is that all? Only 1,500?
Only 1,522.
They must have fell short in their collection there. And there's also information about a tennis player, and there's some odd. There's about a 6-foot tall dolly in there.
Correct. There's artifacts from the port. Few people know that Bard was the founder or instigator behind us having a wharf and a port himself. He fought very hard to get that put together. I wish I could say I know everything about what's in that museum. I don't, unfortunately. I'm not a docent. But Hueneme does have a historical society, and I know that they are in need of volunteers to come down and help and learn and give tours. And if there's anybody that's interested in learning more about the history of the city of Hueneme, you'd want to contact Lisa Donnelly at the City Parks and Rec Department, and she could connect you with people at the Historical Society who could give you information.
Now, if I wanted to go take a tour, is it always open? Are there special hours?
The museum is open when the chamber is open. Currently, we're open from 9 to 1, Tuesday through Thursday. You can also contact Lisa at the city, and she can set up tours for people.
Now, the city of Hueneme is built a little funky, but it's really nice as you get past, once you get to Hueneme Road, Ventura Road intersection. You have a nice little shopping center there. You have the new Holiday Inn. And it's just a lot of fun. You kind of go, relax, enjoy the day at the pier. There's a food place at the pier.
And Andy's is down on the pier. It's a tackle shop, and you can also get seafood down there. It's currently the only thing down on the beach. And one thing I didn't realize until earlier this year was that the city of Hueneme actually owns their beach. They're one of the few city-owned beaches in the state of California. Most of the beaches are state-owned, but the city actually owns their own beach.
And then there's still a lot of fishing on the pier. How would I fish on the pier?
That's a great question. Probably a good person to ask for fishing would be Kevin Brannon of All Lit Up Productions and Real Anglers. He actually produces a fishing show that is focused on teaching kids how to fish.
Oh, okay.
But he would probably be my first go-to. I'm not a fisherman, although I have baited a hook and can do it. It's not my favorite thing to do.
Can't say I've done either. That's usually what I call the husband or kids for.
But there actually is another really unique thing down in Hueneme, the Ocean View Pavilion. Used to be the Doral B. Wright Cultural Center, now the Ocean View Pavilion, and they are a venue that does concerts. They also do weddings and quinceañeras. Matter of fact, this coming Saturday, December 7th, they have the Air National Guard Band playing there for free. Well, I should say for a donation of a toy for Toys for Tots. But they do events like that.
Now,
And then they're also an adult daycare center during the day.
Now, for an event, how would I find out more about future events or future concerts that are happening there? Do they have a website, a Facebook page, a city page?
They do. The Ocean View Pavilion can be found at oceanviewpavilion.com. The chamber website, we're in the midst of revamping, so we haven't officially launched yet, but we are going to be having a full-service community calendar that's going to pick up community events, chamber events, city events, and the Hueneme Chamber website is huenemechamber.com. And for those of you that aren't sure, Hueneme is spelled Hueneme. It's huenemechamber.com. And you can always call the chamber office at 805-488-2023.
Now, I know the port does tours. You can go take a little tour, take the school down there and have them all tour and see the big banana boats and all that fun stuff. Do you work with them on those tours, coordinating, like have chamber people coordinate for the tours?
Currently, we don't because it is, since 9/11 and the port, all of the commercial stuff has come out of the port and gone onto the Channel Island side of the harbor. They have very strict security, so you do need to contact the port directly to set up those tours. But that's a great idea that to have the chamber be helping and putting those types of things together.
Yeah, the tours are kind of cool. You get to see all the big boats and see the cars coming off and just all the hustle and bustle of a port without all the headache like you do down in LA and whatnot. I've seen that port. It's very scary compared to ours. And what's funny about Hueneme is it's always a second thought. When people talk about Oxnard and Hueneme, it's always been the second thought, but it's funny because Hueneme is actually giving us a good run for the money. They've got a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of fun going on down there. It's a nice little kind of getaway. Do you think this energy will keep going now? You've got some new blood going, you're...
I do. I mean, I think that there definitely needs to be some mind shift changes for everybody, for the city, for the chamber, for the residents, for the business owners. We all need to start looking and thinking a little bit differently. And it doesn't mean that what we've been doing is bad. It's just, we need to start doing something different. So hopefully, I like to think that since I've been in my position for 9 short months, we've made some positive impact. But there's a lot to do, a lot of places to grow, and I'm really excited at what's coming up down the pike.
Now, do I have to live in Hueneme to be a chamber member?
Absolutely not. You know, there's no, your business doesn't have to be in Hueneme. You don't have to be in Hueneme or live in the city of Hueneme to become a chamber member. And the one thing, you ask that question more like a resident than a business owner. I like to point out, people don't realize that the city of Hueneme, within the last 5 to 10 years, we've lost all of our civic groups. We no longer have groups that meet in the city for Kiwanis, Masons, Rotary. We do have a VFW, but that is a different type of organization. It's not like a Rotary where just anybody can join. So the chamber is starting to fill the shoes of that civic community type of organization. So we're welcoming people that are looking for a way to connect with their community and give back. There will be opportunities as we move forward.
Now, the one thing I like about the city of Hueneme is a lot of people don't realize how famous the city is. I've had the opportunity of meeting some of our government leaders like Condoleezza Rice, former presidential candidate Michael Dukakis, and I told them where I was from. I says, I'm from Oxnard. And they'd pause for a moment. They go, Hueneme, the base city. They know it's a base city with a port. They go, it's a little town. I go, yeah. They go, it's a little town with strawberries. Well, considering the power you have, we'll roll with it. But it's funny when you tell people Oxnard, they think of automatically Hueneme because they've road tripped down the one and have somehow come through, or they've had some experience at Hueneme. I can't tell you how many people I've met that said, oh yeah, during the 60s we took a road trip and wound up down there, because it's such a unique name. It's something, for whatever reason, people remember. Mm-hmm. And everybody I've met has always said they've had a good time in Hueneme, or it was a great place, it was cool. And it is, you can hang out in Hueneme for the day, take the one up to Malibu, things like that. And people don't realize what it has to offer. Mm-hmm. You can actually swim in Hueneme beaches, unlike Oxnard beaches. It will suck you right up. But the Hueneme beach, you can actually go splash around and have some fun. That's the one thing. Now, you guys have a lifeguard program or something? Or?
We do. We have a summertime lifeguard program, and I'm trying to remember. I'm probably going to get the number wrong, but I know it's in excess of 20, probably less than 30, full-time and part-time lifeguards during the summer. There's parking. It is pay parking, but if you're a beach lover, they sell an annual pass. It's cheaper if you live in Hueneme, but non-residents can also purchase an annual pass, and it's a great little beach. Few people know about it. It's great surfing. The surfers will tell you, if you want to surf, come to Hueneme. It's the place to be. And we're only 8 miles. 8 miles is not that far from the 101. And there's several directions that you can get off of the freeway to get to us, whether you're coming from Santa Barbara or if you're coming from the Thousand Oaks, LA area.
Now, you get a lot of people that drive through the one, because you come into Hueneme. If you ever take the one, and you actually take it all the way, you wind up getting off near Magoo, and you wind up taking that funky road, and it takes you into Hueneme Road. You pass through the scary trees, through the scary fields, and it actually takes you up Hueneme Road. And there's a lot of construction going on out there now with the watershed thing, and they're tearing up that road. Now, is that affecting you guys in any way with the tear up of the road and the new watershed and all that?
You know, it's really hard to say. I mean, that road has been under construction, I do believe, since like 2005, 2006. So it's been so long, I would have to say that maybe, residents obviously are used to it. We know the times of day to travel up and down Hueneme Road. Um, it's very interesting because there is right at Hueneme Road and Highway 1, there's a sign that says Scenic Coastal Drive. And I've had a few people stumble into the chamber going, how do I get back to the one from here? Because they don't realize that they've taken that scenic trip down Hueneme Road, which is, you do get some great sunset views if you're heading down Hueneme Road around sunset time as you're heading towards right into the port. You drive right into the port.
And there's a lot of new houses in Hueneme that were built not too long ago.
Yeah, there's the bungalows, the hideaway are right down there. Um, we're probably most excited about, there is a new development coming. I'm not sure what stage of development they're at right now, but the city did approve over on Channel Islands and Victoria, one of the two remaining developable pieces of land, 112 apartment homes and 20,000 square feet of retail space that they're looking to anchor with some sort of health food store.
Very nice. Well, there's a lot of fun facts going on in the city of Port Hueneme, a lot of fun stuff. A place to get away. They have some places to eat down there. They have Thai food. They have the cafe down there. You also have the yogurt shop. You have the Anna Cappuccino, which is a great place to go, sit back. You could take your pets there, relax with the dog. It's a very walkable community, the city of Port Hueneme. If you want more information about the Hueneme Chamber, about how to join, museum information, feel free to contact Tracy. Her information will be available. And we will see you next week for Table Talk 805. And again, if you'd like to reach me directly, you can email me, tabletalk805@gmail.com, or like our Facebook page, Facebook/Table Talk 805. See you next week.